Don't think I've forgotten anything. Should we get back to work? Oh, what a surprise. The whole world's on fire again. So, yes. We are about an hour into the Old Hunters DLC. All we did yesterday was get there. Actually, no, all we did yesterday was finish Canehurst. We found and did all of Canehurst Castle in the base game. An entire segment of the game that completely passed me by. So that's what we did first thing yesterday. And we fought Martyr Ligarius. That was great. And then we came back and did the first hour of Old Hunters DLC. We unlocked our first shortcut over here. But yeah. See you later, guy. I know you don't want to spoil yourself. Have a good day. Try and find some good videos for me, Tabs. Do it. Chuck them on Discord for me. I'd appreciate it. Hey, Masura. How are you? So yeah, this is the shortcut we unlocked. Basically, we're in a separate dream. Dreams are something we've discovered in this game are alternate layers of reality created by interactions between humans and elder gods. Basically, the two we've discovered so far have essentially operated as meeting spaces. They're interdimensional planes upon which humans can live and interact with the crazy eldritch horrors. The Hunter's Nightmare is where people go when they get too blood drunk. When they are way too dosed up on blood, they get transported to the Hunter's Nightmare where they are forced to hunt forevermore. It's like a twisted version of Yharnam. It's like a very twisted version of Yharnam. So, let's carry on exploring. Imagine if reality worked like that with alcohol. What, you get too drunk and you end up transported to a wonderful land where you're forced to drink night after night. The constable's gloves. Wonder how I get down there. There's a summon post over there. But yeah, we chose to lay off on starting this DLC until I'd explored as many areas as I could find in the base game. In this place, we're gonna hear a lot about a whole bunch of old hunters. Figures of legend that we've heard so much about but haven't had a chance to meet yet. So I wanted to make sure we bumped into as many as possible. Once upon a time, a troop of foreign constables chased a beast all the way to Yharnam, and this is what they wore. The constables became victim of the beast, except for one survivor, who in turn devoured the creature whole, all by himself. This fable is a favourite among Yharnamites, who are partial to any stories of pompous, intolerant foreigners who suffer for their ignorance. It makes the blood taste that much sweeter. Okay, some constable gloves. How do they work? They're a little bit better here and there. Put them on for now. So constable implies law enforcement, unless it's a rank of foreign hunter or something like that. I don't have a huge amount to go on with that piece of law, other than it's proof, once again, that Yharnamites hate foreigners. When we first arrive in this game, we're blamed for everything that's going on, just because we're an outsider. The story, I don't really want to watch you now, because I haven't been able to catch up all the VODs yet. Go and watch the VODs. Don't worry, this one will soon become a VOD, and then eventually, once the world ends and the sun burns itself out, there will be no more live content and it will all be recorded. And you'll catch up. One day. So we got Bugman's down here. Why did you move? What suddenly made you decide to move? I might just leave him alone. I was gonna say, I wonder how long until they can hit me up there. You know what? I don't really need to be playing with the tick men right now. Let's just fast forward through this bit a second. Okay, cool. So everything that's going on here is a twisted, alternate version of the real world. We've walked through these places before in the in actual Yharnam. They're not so coated in blood. A little bit less blood, a little bit more sewer system, but yeah, apparently in this world, rivers of blood. Ow. Bad puppy. How much do I care about graphics? Reading up on IL2, it looks like the older ones might be better sims, but they'll have worse. I don't mind so much. I just want a decent flight sim. Just a decent combat flight sim. Like I say, Elite Dangerous started tickling that itch in the back of my head, but it's not quite what I want. Considering how many beasts you've killed, there should be this much blood in normal Yharnam too. Might be right there. I'm super curious as to the symbology of it though. More frenzied cold blood. Doors we can't go in through. I'm also really curious as to who made this place. Bleh. So the Hunter's Nightmare exists because the first Hunters... Sorry, the Hunter's Dream exists because the first Hunters made contact with the Moon Presence, which allowed them to create the Hunter's Dream. The Nightmare of Mensis exists because the School of Mensis and the Healing Church made contact with Murgo. So the question is... who made this place? Wow, there's such a nasty reach on it. It's fine, I've got a fairly decent amount of reach. Nothing like that though. Sit down. And you. I thought I noticed something. They ain't all dead. All these bodies, they're not dead. That's curious. They're piled up down here. Who are they? Are they beasts that have been previously killed? Are they victims like normal townsfolk that were cut down during the hunters' hunts? So many questions. They're doing their back muscle exercises. Some of these hunters are super weak, but I think that's important to remember because a lot of the original hunters were just random dudes they recruited. They were just like, here, have a trench coat. You're a hunter now, enjoy. So it probably explains why some of the hunters around here are kinda rubbish. You gonna come down here? No, of course you're not. There's always one that just doesn't want to play with everybody else. The tabs has been timed up. Alright, birds dealt with. So yeah, these are the bodies filling up this river of blood. They all seem like they've poured out of the chutes from the city or something. Okay, can't go back that way. That's another way from the other side. Alright. Yeah, what was I saying? At some point, something would have had to have made contact with the hunters to make this dream. I'm definitely curious as the influence behind this one. Lots of blood again, though, so heck, it could just be Mensis again. One of the glowy red eye guys. Ah, these guys hurt. He's also got the ancient hunter art of quickening. Ah, stop it. No, bad. Wow, alright. Doesn't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, some of these hunters have the red eyes of vermin, apparently. Apparently red eye means vermin infested. Which is fun. That sounds good. Yeah, there's going to be a couple of new mods around. Once I've recruited my force back up. I understand, obviously, that not every mod can be available for every stream, especially for something where they don't want to spoil themselves. Makes a reasonable amount of sense to me, so I just have to get a couple more so we've got some good coverage. Excuse me. Doggies. Oh, you're gonna come back every time, aren't you? Ugh. Alright, fine. Fine. I like how the birds seem to be on his side. A little bit irritating, but okay. We could not target the bird, but instead target the man with the giant sword. That'd be nice. DLC is very much designed for those people who have perfected the game's systems. Like, I'm having to do really good dodges here, or at least I'm trying to do really good dodges. Can't imagine coming through this without having perfected those systems. Dead burbs. Oh, nope. Alright, let's try this again. Do I want to go back over there and fight Curved Sword Man? Yes. Yes, I do. It's a matter of pride now. Come on, buddy. Wow, they're moving so fast, my pistol can't connect. You know what? If that's the case, forget the pistol. If I can't shoot them, I just won't shoot them. Okay, so what's its extended version like? Hey, what does that version do? Backwards. Gets you killed is what it does. Yeah, we're getting plenty of this vermin. The Beast Hunter Staff. The Beast Hunter Staff scales more off skill than anything else. Trick weapon used by the old hunters. A second blade is found inside the curve of the main one. In its initial form, the scythe... Yeah, I guess scythe is the correct way of saying that. Is that... I wonder if that word's related to scythe. Scythe can be wielded like a long curved sword, but when transformed its blade is contracted, allowing for quick, repeated stabs. Although this trick weapon allows for adaptive combat, it was later replaced by saws and similar weapons that were more effective at disposing of beasts. Again, like I say, if scythe is like a word related to scythe, it further cements the idea that these original hunters were just regular Joes, just ordinary farmers who took their equipment, their crude metals, and just sort of worked them as well as they possibly could into beast hunting weapons. Fair enough. I do like this beast cutter. I'm never going to use it. It's nowhere near as good as my current sword, but I do like the beast cutter. Alright. Continuing onwards and upwards. Heading towards these cathedrals again. So there are two cathedrals in the dream. The one over there, where we got a badge that lets us access an elevator somewhere. And the one over here, slightly closer to the bloodshot eye. Alright, got a ladder that lets us go up and down. It's one of them Cthulhu mans. Interesting looking weapon he has there. Should go find out what it is, I guess. Ah, it's cannon. Right. Okay. Ah, okay, not only is it a cannon, it's a cannon with a huge amount of delayed effect. Call that one with my face, that's probably fine. Oh, and there's a big guy with an axe. What if I just ignored all of this? I can just run away from it all. Alright. Who are you? This thing reminds me of the ones from Yargul Unseen Village, the things that carve out the body parts. In fact, that's exactly what it is by the looks of things. Alright, okay. That guy's still alive. He is just a skeleton, held together with meat parts. He's trying to get through? Get away, maybe? Trying to crawl away from the other cathedral? Hey, buddy? You right there? I don't think they're gonna let you in. Put him out of his misery. Oh, very curious indeed. Don't give up, skeleton. Just a few million more bashes and you'll start to make a dent in that metal. I probably should have kept him alive, because who knows, I'll probably end up with an item at some point. Give him an item and be like, you have cured the skeleton of being dead. Hooray! Uh-oh. This looks like a boss room.
Please. Help us. Alongside this, the great terror looms.
Ludwig, eh? Big fan of your work, especially your sword. Is it rude to kill a man with his own sword? Oh god. It's a Bloodborne boss, the camera's terrible. Ow. Alright, yeah, so this is Ludwig. Now that's curious. We'll talk about this in a second. can't heal fast enough, Jesus. Yeah, busted one of his important parts. Ah, alright, okay, cool. That's a thing you can do. Okay, definitely seems to have bits on him. Bits on him, he doesn't like being burst. Ooh, okay. Something just died. I think one of the poor sods on the edges of this map died. Okay, you can jump up on the ceiling. I feel like, ow, also that charge will kill you instantly, okay. Ooh. He doesn't seem particularly weak to his own sword. Hey, Val, how are you, mate? Okay, cool. So let's talk about Ludwig, shall we? Oh, let's not unequip the weapon. We're using his weapon. A trick weapon, usually used by healing church hunters. It is said the silver sword was employed by Ludwig, the first hunter of the church. When transformed, it combines with its sheath to form a greatsword. The healing church workshop began with Ludwig, and departed from old German's techniques to provide hunters with the means to hunt more terrifying beasts, and perhaps things still worse. So there we've got his sword, assuming it's the same Ludwig. I know Dark Souls likes to use a whole bunch, Soulsborns like to use a whole bunch of words interchangeably, but not a name. Ludwig is a very separate name. Could also take a quick look again at Sword Hunter badge. Ludwig was first of many healing church hunters to come, many of whom were clerics. As it was, clerics transformed into the most hideous beasts. I would agree. I would agree that currently, Ludwig is the most disgusting monster we've met so far. Okay. Like, I was just like, cool, enjoy your secrets, nerd. Alright, so let's try and get back there. Wondering if there's a shortcut. Flea man, I don't know what you're doing, but sort your life out, yeah? Some of us have places to be. Suppose I gotta get past this hunter again, don't I? Wouldn't you agree that horses are majestic and elegant, though? Super curious as to why a horse. as of yet, horses haven't featured in the entire game apart from dead bodies. So very interested as to why a horse part has been chosen, but Pebbles. Tesco's 2 for 1 on horse products, though. I don't actually remember having any of the Tesco horse ready meals, but I don't think I'd care if I did. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's a shortcut to drop into this bit, because this is a bit of a nasty run back. Can't lie, it's not the best way of getting there. Oh, this guy comes back. Oh, that's cool. That's fine then. Horse meat is great, just need to know it's horse. Yeah, I think that was the issue more than anything. It wasn't that they were putting horse in the product, it was that they weren't telling anybody. Alright, here we go again. Round 2. Now, I do wonder... if fire paper will help. It's a beast mod. He's a beast, so... Oh, that's a good point. He's a beast. Okay, the fire paper doesn't seem to have helped hugely. But I think I do know something that might help. I think my weapon currently deals minus 10% damage to beasts anyway, so... Step away for a second. Yeah, the fire paper was actually making me do less damage. Can't see.
You were at my side all along. My true mentor, my guiding moonlight.
Alright, at stage 2. Okay. Oh, he's got a holy sword now. Ow. Step away from that. I've seen one of them moves before in this game. Ow! Ooh! Okay, there's a stage 2. Ludwig is in there somewhere. His holy sword is slightly better than my holy sword, I'll say that much. Cool, okay, this isn't so tough. I don't know much about Bloodborne before we started playing. I knew a little bit. The one thing I did know is that Man vs. Game was stuck on Ludwig for a significant number of days. Because he started his DLC playthrough on New Game 7 Plus or something ridiculous like that. I remember he was stuck on this boss for a while. I never actually came in and had a look or knew anything about it. I just remember being like, oh, his thumbnail is still the same, like a week later. So I'm glad I'm only doing this at baby level. Alright, I want to go in here. So we've got attack versus beast down 9.7. Like, it sucks that we have to take that off. It's not great that we have to take that out of here. It's not going to help our damage anywhere. I don't think we've got one that's going to improve it. But I'd rather do an additional 10% damage. Although saying that, I'd have to get it to like... minus 10% would be minus 40. I'd have to have it at 370 plus for it to be worthwhile. I guess there. Otherwise there's no point. Otherwise I just may as well keep the... Ooh. Oh, that's the thing I just removed. Keep up. Yeah, I'd have to stick it like that. There's an element of lost dignity and humanity that comes across really well in this boss fight that's not present in most other beasts. I think the last time we saw a beast when we were like, oh, that was a person, was Vicar Amelia. Because you see her pre-transform and then post-hair. Alright, so hopefully... fingers crossed, we should be doing a little bit extra damage now, but I don't know if it was really worth all of that. Yeah. This is our first boss fight of the DLC against an actual old hunter who we know lots about, we've heard lots about. It's giving us a run for our money, I like it. Now the question is, was it a fluke that I managed to get past stage 1 so quickly, or am I just that good? It was a fluke. Excuse me. Getting back to him is going to be the biggest issue. If these dogs had decent tracking, we could have been through this fight by now. But instead, I have to waste a whole bunch of healing vials because they like to run into the walls. I would love a way of skipping this. Love a way of getting past all of this. Down so late in the cycle. How is everyone in chat? I mean, apart from the horse meat puns that are apparently running rampant, how's everybody doing? Yeah, these guys very much feel to me like guardians of this place, like punishers. I'm doing very horse meaty. Alright. Cool. If you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. You don't have to shut me down with horse puns. Alright, you. To be honest, I don't think removing that gem actually did anything. Might have to go put it back in. Ah, let me get up. Oh, I cannot jump backwards from that. Okay. When you see the green smoke coming out of his face, it's definitely time to go left or right. Whew. I'm regretting installing a Chrome extension that bullies me into having good posture. Tell me more. I mean, is it just like a little pop-up that comes up every 5 minutes? It's like, sit up straight, damn it. Because I feel like I need one of those. My posture is awful. I bought this chair less than a year ago, I think, and it's to replace a previous terrible chair. It's not any better. Hey, you figured it out this time. Okay, his sword can go through the wall, but mine can't. It's important that we know this difference. Oh. Gonna need them blood vials. Was that a giant flea? Yes. Yes, it was. In fact, it was probably a person that is now a giant flea. Important distinction to make there. I really didn't want to hurt myself any more than I have. Yeah, I think the problem I have with my posture is I'm so damn skinny. Like, it would be great to have a chair that I could, a chair that I could use to sort of sit me up straight. But all chairs are too big for my frame. None of the pushing parts push in the right places. Right. Round 4. Come on then, you horrible bastard. Oh, I just sort of stood in all of that. I was kind of banking then on jumping next to his face, and as he twisted his face to throw up all over me, I was kind of hoping I could be pushed along by the hitbox. Didn't happen. I just sort of shoved my face right in that barfing mouth and drank it all down. Alright. On the bright side, we know there is a stage 2. We'll just never see it again. I've hit the limit of blood vials as well now. I've run out of storage of those. No, you can't come this way. Absolute bastard. No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to fly through the sky over my head and then hit me. It's not how this works. What's up, Out? You don't want to have a frank and open discussion about the meat industry? I hate you so much. Of course, that hit me on the way down. More often than not, the discussion that happens. I mean, you don't get to make that call until it happens. I understand where you're coming from, but I don't know. There's a lot to be said. There's a lot to be said about it. And I mean, from an actual, like, legitimate perspective as well, talking about antibiotics use in farm food and stuff like that. Growth hormones. Just because it's semi-monitored here in the UK. Happening from the UK. Alright, that didn't work. Usually goes down the you shouldn't eat meat, eating meat is abhorrent direction. Well, yeah, if that's the discussion you want to have, or don't want to have, but don't, like, make a concentrated effort not to have it. That's fine, we don't have to do it. I'm not particularly interested in having the conversation again anyway. Oh, I keep... There's got to be a better way of getting to this boss, but I don't actually think there is. Not that way, surely. Yeah, I don't actually think there's a better way of getting to this boss. I think I've got to go through this every time. That's not going to be fun. Top hat. I'm hoping the stuff that comes up after this is going to be fun for me. I'm hoping the lore things we start to get will be super juicy. Because if this is the first boss of the DLC and it's this much of a pain in the ass, again, I'm not here for the gameplay. Oh, well, you're actually coming running at me this time, alright. So I'm just gonna do my weird weapon switch. These guys are as much of a boss as the actual boss. You know, nothing but vegans going about the evils of meat lately. Well, that's where you choose to hang out and engage, Valk. I don't know what to say. I haven't heard anything from vegans recently. Admittedly, I haven't gone searching for it. Besides, nothing wrong with veganism. Please don't. Alright. Apparently I can't just run and skip that bit, otherwise I get shot in the face. Go then, Ludwig the Accursed. Glad that didn't kill me, because I couldn't actually tell what was happening for a second there. Killed by a chin, exactly. I'm gonna have to do a blood vial run at some point. Ugh, okay. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have to do that, but maybe that's something I should do off cast at some point. Like, just take a... I hate the idea of that, though. Like, that literally makes me want to put down this game and never play it again. The idea that... Off! The idea that maybe I should spend a couple of hours off cast grinding echoes so I can get blood vials. Oof. I don't want to do that. Hurry up so I don't have to fight the crows as well. I'll just do that. Just like the cult attitude around certain parts of it. That's understandable, but I don't know. I've always thought of it as a rather prudent, proactive step to distance myself from cultists in general, to be perfectly honest. It's done me well so far in my life. Someone close to you. Oh, well, have you had an open and frank discussion that you don't care about her eating habits and she shouldn't care about yours? That seems like something I could do with a good friend. Just be like, hey, hanging out's chill. But, maybe we just don't meet up for lunch anymore? Switch to the small sword for a second. No guarantee the small sword's gonna be any better. Oh, that's such a reach on it. Blood vials. Nope, that's not it. I don't like this guy. He's got a cool sword and it's done me well so far, but I don't think I like this guy. I mean, it's not like she's making any effort in the friendship anyway. You might be answering your own questions here, Valk. Alright. Time for the fun part. We're gonna take ourselves away from the thing we're doing, the enjoyable part. We're gonna go somewhere completely different. Just so we can get a few items, so we can come back and do the thing we were enjoying. Sorry, I'm aware that I'm not entertaining when I'm like this. Alright, gents. Form an orderly queue. Let's get this over and done with. Oh, the 3 frames per second. It's beautiful. So for anyone wondering what's going on, we can come back here and kill these fairly easy enemies for a decent haul of blood echoes. A few quicksilver bullets as well. We can then go back to the Hunter's Dream, buy a bunch of blood vials, and continue actually playing the part of the game we want to. Gotta keep the chat PG if you can. If at all possible. Right. You little fellows. It's not even enough for a full compliment. Okay. Yeah, PG to an extent. I don't care if you swear. like, I don't know. We're pretty classy around here, I like to think. I try and be. It sets a vibe for the rest of the channel, I guess. Is Thatcher watching? Dunno. Maybe. If she was, I wouldn't want to put off my excessive cussing in the channel for no reason. So I've always... I know I've probably like given in a whole bunch of times during this specific playthrough, but I've always subscribed to the idea that swearing is subject to the law of limiting returns. A swear word here and there can have impact and emotive force. Using it as a conjunction between sentences means that you've just run out of things to say that are intelligent. But that's just me. Oh yeah, and auto mod breaks out all the damn time. No matter what I change on that, it just resets back to, you're not allowed to swear in here. Also, the words I was looking for were diminishing returns, not limited returns. I don't know where that came from, but it did. It's so strange. Sometimes I stagger him, sometimes I don't. Going in with more than 6 blood vials. Crow's not half dog, DLC 2 out of 10. It's true, we're used to a higher quality crow by now. I thought you were going to say something about swearing being for dumb people. Oh no, not at all. Swearing is a hugely creative endeavor. There are some master wordsmiths who can be rather spectacular when employing their swears as part of an art form. For me, I just sometimes use them to fill every other gap. And it's, when I do it, it's obvious that I've just run out of useful things to say with my brain. Oh, start. Such reach. You're not safe if you're in front of this guy. Not safe if you're in front of him, but he's got such a massive chin, you can't do the normal Dark Souls thing of sticking right in his crotch. Effity FFF. Can I recommend any of those? Any of those like master swearing wordsmiths? Tim Minchin. I recommend you go and check out Tim Minchin. Australians in general, actually. I was going to say excessive profanity. He's got it down to an art form as well. Big fan of his. Yeah, it's pretty much, yeah, it's Australians and people from London. Maybe it's a geographical thing. I'm just too clippedly spoken. Walk of the Shame is worse than the boss itself? It is. In fact, the Walk of Shame is the thing I hate about all Souls games the most. I don't want to do this bit again. I want to fight the cool boss. Hopefully, eventually, defeat the cool boss. Get my reward for killing the cool boss. Not play silly buggers with some Rottweilers for half an hour. Get out of here. Says Profanity is one of your favorite streamers. EXP and Man vs. Game. Somehow, are for sure the biggest inspirations I have for getting into streaming. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. You're just gonna stand there this time. Come on, buddy. Of course! I ran all the way around him. Why wouldn't he be able to swing and hit me from behind? Hate sub-only channels? Man vs. Game hasn't been sub-only for well over a year now, I think. He definitely toned that down. Gotta say though, I agree, sub-only. I don't have a problem with it. I imagine at some point in my life I'll employ sub-only myself. But it's definitely a gateway. For sure it's gateway. It helps tone down bigger chats, and I don't know, I'd have to do it for something special. Like a sort of blind playthrough of Bloodborne, perhaps. Heck, I can do that now, can't I can actually do sub-only if I wanted to. I don't want to. Not now, DualShock 4. Understandable, but it feels like I get it, yeah. I think recently they introduced follower-only chat. I think I've actually got 10-minute follower-only chat on this channel. Yeah, I do. Maybe I should turn that off. Maybe I'll turn that off. I imagine that hasn't been helping me, actually. Or at least put it on 0 minutes or something, but yeah, follower-only chat has been pretty good. It gives people a chance to come in, get a sense for what's going on. Before jumping in with the swear words or something, for example. Yeah, I just, for anyone wondering why it says followers only, apparently it's been like that for a while. I don't remember setting that, but it's now down to 0 minutes. Just gotta follow the channel to chat. I think that's, I don't know. It's a business tool. Maybe I'll just turn it off because I don't actually care that much about followers anymore. Followers mean nothing at this point anyway. Thanks to the new Twitch app induction method. 1 second, guys. I'm getting super warm. It's toasty. Cheers, Dave. Yeah. Whew, it's a bit warm in here. Yeah, I don't know. Followers mean nothing on Twitch anymore, so sub only makes me feel like the streamer is just using me and other viewers are pay pigs, then you get turned off and usually think thrice before giving them another view. That's understandable. I can't help but feel that Twitch, for the broadcasters, especially like certain broadcasters, who aren't very like business savvy, myself for example, a little bit more sort of like nudge nudge wink wink, this is all for free, you know, just saying, might be nice. But yeah, I don't know. As with anything, it's nice to get paid. Come on then, Ludwig. I'm getting tired of your face, I must say. Oh, he's got a back kick. That's a new move we've yet to actually see. I've made the switch to the small sword because I want the speed. I don't want to get locked into a huge swing with the main sword like I have been. Doing a fairly decent amount of damage with it. It just takes twice as many swings as the issue. Sideways? No, God, didn't go sideways. Can't see. Dead. Oh, not dead. Gonna be dead. Dead. There are lots of ways to handle when you've got like a huge number. Like, here's me. Allow me to talk from experience here, ladies and gentlemen. There was at one time I had 500 people watching the stream. One day, 2 and a bit years ago. Yeah. Let me talk from my vast depths of experience about handling many, many hundreds of chatters at the same time. Slow mode is godsend. Even just a 10-second slow mode. I hate that flea with a passion. Chat is usually full of spammers. It's all about the chat culture. It's all about the channel you create. I mean, heck, just go to Kokarnage's channel. There's a few every now and then, but he's one of the bigger Twitchers on stream, bigger streamers on Twitch with an open chat. And for the most part, it's fairly positive stuff. It's about setting expectations. You go to AGDQ and they don't have moderation and it's just cancer scrolling up the side of your screen, then yeah, unsurprising. Gets really hard to maintain a certain culture when you're popular. Depends what you're popular for. If you're well known for being the calm, gentle person on stream, then heck, people will probably come expecting that. Some will probably come to try and undermine it. You never know. Never watched him, but Dr. Disrespect. I don't know, I've never seen him. Again, I'm not going to sit here and name names or anything, that's just not done. But the person in front of the camera, as far as I'm concerned, is entirely responsible for everything that happens on the channel. I do that every time? It's not like they chase me. Let's leave stuff out of that chat, please. This is not the place for gossip. I have no problem talking about the merits of streaming and stuff like that, but personal lives are other people's issues, not ours. If you pander to assholes, you're gonna get assholes. Yeah, that's pretty much that seems like the short and long of it. Or at least you're gonna get more of them. Again, I feel like I can't really talk. It's not like I've got a super active, hyper popular channel myself, to be perfectly honest. I'm not really in the know. I am not enjoying this boss fight. I've got to say, I am not having fun here, and I'm sure it's coming through. I need you guys to keep me company, otherwise we're never going to get through this. I'll just go back and finish the main game. Because they're prominent women get a lot of shit, and that's why you need a good moderation team. It's always been like, I understand, yes, there are some people who, no matter how lovely they are, end up being targets. I can't do this, I need to get some more blood vials. But I feel like that's what the ban button's for, and yeah, it will mean that your chat will be slowed down and people will be driven away by the firmness of your iron fist. But good. I don't want those people here. Right, what am I doing again? Ah, yes. Blood vials. Huge streamer I watch sometimes is all about calmness and stuff. He says he thinks the biggest compliment. I love Simcopter. He's super okay with people falling asleep in his stream. I'm okay with people falling asleep here. Pull up a chair. Just don't mute the stream, it doesn't count anymore, and yeah. Keep the window open. Popular but hate the community you've created, you're not going to have a good time? For sure. I'd be very curious as to how you managed to create that community, but who knows. Alright. Part of me thinks we should come back here and do this a second time, just to really stock up. That's the one tabs. I host him a lot. Sim is just super chill. That's definitely a vibe I aspire to have one day. You hear Exoid just lurking away? That's fine. You lurk away, buddy. I'm gonna be here for a while. Makes me incredibly nervous for the rest of the DLC. One of the reasons you like excessive profanity so much is because they carefully prune the community with zero tolerance. I agree. His show might not be for you, might not be for everybody. It might be a fairly aggressive in nature show. But the people they have there are lovely. They all get it 100%. Because anyone who doesn't isn't there anymore. We're gonna be here for a while, folks. I can tell. Come on. Goddamn way. Okay, can't run up there for a shortcut. It's getting past this bit. I'm just tired of this bit. Good let the hunter stay dead. I mean, that would be the case in the main game. But no, this is a special place where hunters live forever and go mad. Let's go. Missed. One thing I've noticed so far I haven't been able to stun him, not like properly stun. Like I can do that, but I haven't got him into like a ow, that didn't work, did it? I haven't got him into a position where I can perform a visceral attack yet. That hasn't happened. This is the DLC, no Frezzy. Yeah, this is the first boss of the DLC. Don't worry about that. I think it's time to do some upgrades here. At least not some upgrades. Time to do some armor changes. I could do with something with fairly good physical and actually that stuff's pretty good. I need fairly decent physical and arcane defense, if I can. We are going to look fancy as hell, that's for certain. Well, fancy is one word for what we currently look, I guess. Looks are more important than defense. I think it really doesn't matter that much. Like, when this guy hits me, he deals half my health in damage. If I put on some better defense, he's going to deal a third of my health in damage. Either way, I'm not surviving 3 hits. I love that I have a friend that comes with me. It's important to have a busy chat for one particular reason, so it doesn't get boring for me. I like having lots of different people in talking about lots of different things, because then I'm not sat here Not sat here, dealing with this. Trying to drag out a conversation that's about the same thing forever. As you may have noticed, we've been talking about streaming and cultivating communities for quite a long time. As I'm also doing exactly the same thing over and over and over again in the game, I would love a distraction. What's the deal with airplane food? Hey, Fructus. How are you today? Streamed for about 2.5 to 3 hours yesterday. I don't know what to keep talking about when there's no one to talk to. I wish I could help. I hope I don't dampen your spirits any when I say it gets no easier. When you've done it for nearly 3 years like me, and there's still days where no one wants to really engage, it gets no easier. All you can do is just try your hardest to come up with something that people want to talk about, or do something interesting that spurs some conversation. That is the hardest part of streaming, by a long way. Playing video games is whatever. You can be good or bad at games, it doesn't matter. You can pick a really popular game or a really obscure game, and it doesn't matter. The toughest thing is being able to talk to yourself. God, that never gets easier. Nice, I enjoyed that bit. Had your real life friend in chat most of the time until the Dissidia beta made him cringe away. For the first good, like, 6 months streaming, I tried to make sure that... I didn't try and make sure, but it was so much easier knowing that Z kept trying to be in chat. She was always there, and that was really nice just because not only did I have someone dedicated to talk to, but I knew how to talk to them. Like, it wasn't like, hi, random strangers, I don't have a personality on this yet. I don't know what your personality is. I don't know what I can get away with. Having someone you know in there right at the start, super nice. Just because it reminds you to talk like a human being. I can just ignore. I'm gonna switch back to big sword. I'm not doing any better with the small blade, so I might as well have a big sword. The wrong way for that one. Stop it. I don't know why I'm not enjoying this boss fight. I've enjoyed all of the others. Like, really actually enjoyed it. As much as I hate Soulsborne combat gameplay, I really enjoyed the other bosses. I don't know what it is about this guy, but I'm not getting on with him. I think it's because it's really difficult to get a read on his movements. Like, there seems to be there's nowhere safe around him. There's nothing complicated about the boss. I don't know. I think I just dislike the 270-degree attack arcs and stuff like that. Like the best way of dealing with his slashes, and please, I know I'm starting to talk about boss mechanics. Don't start backseating me. I'm not after help yet. But it seems like, fuck off. The safest place to be is behind him. You have to get behind him. And then he's also got his back kicks and jumps. And of course the eternal issue of the camera. I want to know how you get over that jump there. I want to know how you get back there, because that would be a nice little... Oh, I actually think I might know. No, I'm just going to stand here and take this like an idiot. Okay, that doesn't... It gets me to whatever that item is, but it doesn't get me over there. Okay. To be honest, I don't think you ever learned Ludwig as well. I don't know why it's so complicated. I think it might just be that we were so over-leveled when we did Martyr Ligarius yesterday that I'm just expecting everything else to be fairly straightforward, and it's just not. And I'm doing decent damage. We did get to his stage 2 once. Haven't got close any other time, but... It's like that, I'm dodging all the wrong ways. That goes on for 1,000 miles. Stop it. I'm wondering if it's this weapon. Maybe his own holy blade isn't particularly suitable for dealing with him. Gotta go back and do some... Bloodbar farming anyway. Wonder if it might be worth leveling up a different weapon. I know the Saw Cleaver is extra, deals like decent damage towards beastie people. So I am wondering if I want to upgrade that perhaps. Thing is, this scales B in both strength and skill. Heck, it's got A arcane scaling. Fortunately, my arcane is garbage. What was Ludwig's lore? Ludwig was the first of the Healing Church hunters. He was a cleric from a faraway land, I believe. But yeah, he was the first to employ the silver sword as a weapon against the monsters. And a lot of the Healing Church used his techniques over Gurman. Now he is transformed into a terrible, monstrous beast. Alright, chat. I very rarely get you guys to answer some stuff, but it's a mechanical thing, so I don't much care. What would be the best weapon that I own at the moment? Let me go through them again. What would be the best weapon that I own at the moment for some strength scaling damage? Or am I pretty much already on the right, like on the perfect thing? I'm sure some of you out there have the meta guide open right now as we speak. We don't want to be inside this as it makes my game run like gravy. Plenty of quicksilver bullets. Right. Find me some blood vials again. Take another run back to the lecture hall. Does fire and effect? That's not the question. Not the question that I asked. Not the question that I'm looking for an answer for. The question I asked was, of the weapons I currently have or have access to, from all the items I've picked up, which will have a decent strength scaling damage output. That's cool. I'm just going to lie on the ground and get slapped over and over again. That's how you collect blood echoes, right? Kirk Hammer or the Hunter's Axe. The Beast Cutter is also good. We've got the Beast Cutter and I do like the sounds of it. Let's forget all my silver bullets. So this is the Beast Cutter. God, that is slow. Can't see me using that version of it in the fight, that's for certain. We also have available to us, yeah, the Hunter's Axe, the Kirk Hammer. That'll probably scale quite well with strength, but I imagine it'll be slow as heck. I'll be honest, Dave, I very rarely do a strength run. I very, very rarely do them. I'd rather hit lots of times very quickly. Because I've got enough to get something else up to level 10, probably. Certainly to level 9. The Beast Cutter looks like it goes up quite nicely. I want to test something quickly. Let me grab Saw Cleaver as well. So this is our Beast Cutter. Do like seven hits with that at full endurance. 6 with that, and it's a little bit slower as well. His weapons seem very similar. These two weapons seem very, very similar. I imagine one of them is just like the ancient version of the other. Fuck it, it'll be more fun to use the Beast Cutter. Why not? Why not? Oh, we need one more Bloodstone chunk. Get a Bloodstone chunk from just out here. Definitely gonna regret this, I must say. Bloodstone chunk. I've got plenty of the old insight. Oh, I need 8 more to keep going. Okay, go on, I can get it to +8. All right. Let me, for the sake of argument, take those things off of it. The attack versus that didn't seem to worry it that much. I'm not gonna lie, this hasn't made it good. I was getting, what, +404 on the other one? Do I like cinnamon rolls? I love cinnamon rolls. Welcome back, Fructus. So, yeah. I don't know how much of a terrible mistake we just made, but I'm sure we'll find out. We have some extra blood vials as well. Maybe it'll make getting through everything else a bit easier. Yeah, I also enjoy cinnamon rolls. We can't have any. I can't think of another direction to go is the thing. This appears to be the way forward. Alright, moment of truth. Well, it kills them in 2 hits still, which is nice, but... So I guess it's at least as good as that bit. I hope everybody else is enjoying this, I must say. I really do hope we're all enjoying this bit. That seemed to go alright. I mostly feel bad for this taking so long because I know we're aiming to do a specific thing here on this stream. Like, the objective of this is to soak up the lore and the adventure here. And this just becomes a roadblock to that. That follows up with a leap. Wonderful. His nose can push you around, just not when you want it to. It does get better when you get over this bump. I hope so, Bear. I really do. I've had such a fantastic time with Bloodborne so far. Like, such a legitimately good time, but I feel like that's because I've got lucky so often with boss fights. I don't want to spoil it by, like, wasting all my energy here. Again, as soon as I kill Ludwig, I'm sure I'm going to be inundated with interesting facts about Ludwig. But until that point, I just got to run down this. Bloody canal, quite literally. Doing? Fight me! Okay, that's not worth it. It's very demoralizing to get your butt handed to you on a golden platter by the first boss. Well, that's the thing, it's not the first boss. We fought lots of bosses. We did really rather well. Just this one is apparently a dick. Missed. I think I was enjoying the beast cutter weapon a little bit more, though, in that fight. It's one-handed. That doesn't mean much, but it means I can dodge quicker and stuff. That's quite nice. Not only that, I know it's a short-range weapon. The number of times I missed with my greatsword and been frustrated because it's a greatsword, it's supposed to have this huge, great, long arm to it. If the weapon is short, I know I'm gonna have to get in close. Such a long run back for such a limited amount of time fighting the boss. Excuse me. Oh, do you want to come fight the boss for me? Probably do a better job. I'm glad you're all enjoying it. Well, I'm not going to make it to the boss. Nope, told you. I felt that one. I felt that one coming. I jumped on that ladder far too early. Ludwig is, so I've heard it's a bit of a bump in the road. It's definitely like, are you sure you want to be playing the DLC right now? Sure you don't want to go back and get some levels and skills and luck? Oh no, let's fight both dogs at the same time. That dog just jumped through a piece of terrain, so I really don't know how I'm going to win. But I did. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of, like, you must be this hardcore to ride this ride. I want to get through this bit so I can learn all about Ludwig. Hard boss fight of a guy who is famous for his sword. Artorias, is that you? I suppose that kind of makes sense, really. This guy basically is the Artorias of this game. Heard so much about him and then found all of his equipment, and then we get to fight him as the gateway boss to the DLC. Spoilers for Dark Souls 1, by the way. Do I have to start worrying about that now? Now that they're remaking the game, do I have to start worrying about spoiling Dark Souls 1? Just can't get that timing down for that dodge. Nope, I just got headbutted. I don't think I've ever been hit by that move yet. Oh, I deserve that. have I only been streaming for 2 hours? It feels like 1,000 years. I just don't handle frustration well, I think, is my issue. I don't like, for all my laid back, chill vibes that I try and give off, I just don't handle frustration well. I get very inevitable about things. Going into this fight and I'm thinking, I'm not gonna win. So I don't win. Why do I have a... Oh, it's damage down to beasts, probably. That's probably what that is. You can do it! Glad someone believes in me, because I don't. Oh, please. Please just kill me and get it over and done with. There's gonna be some cool stuff over there. I mean, just look. Look at how amazing all of that is. There's gonna be some rad-ass stuff over in that direction. Just gotta get there. Where are all my summons for this as well? For anyone new to this, hi, it's not normally this painful to watch. I've got no issue with summoning in some help. Summoning in some NPC help. Where my defector untowels all that? There's an item over there. I don't think that item's going to help me a huge amount, but there's an item over there. I'm going to try and use my gun a bit in this. Again, I've yet to get him into a position where he can be, I've yet to get him into a position where he can be parried. Oh, I made a terrible mistake. I've aggroed both dogs. Real tired of enemies jumping through terrain. That's not helping me. Yeah, maybe shooting him in the face might help a little bit. I've got no blood tinge in this crappy ass basic pistol. But you never know. Might help. Ah, I'm a crow. Take it. maybe they defected. Defector Antal was such a hand. What was he with? Where do we use him? Dark Beast Parl, that was it. This guy's not dissimilar to Dark Beast Parl, actually. Uh-oh, made a mistake. Please don't shoot me in the back of the head. Yeah, if there could be someone to summon, just right here on top of this pile of bodies. Oh, you do chase me down. Well, that's good to know. Glad I figured that out. Oh, hey, Ludwig, fancy meeting you here. Didn't know this was your house. I actually can't see what's going on, but it's fine. Why would I need to? I died so hard my character disappeared. That's a first. I just got knocked into space and was gone. Starting to get really bad jaw cramp. I don't know where that's come from, but yeah. Turns out now when I get stressed, I grit my teeth and draw. That's always been that's now fun. Spaceborne, yeah, that's what we are now. I don't know if I want to change up my armor. I mean, I assume he's dealing physical damage apart from his barf, which is arcane. So I'm wondering if maybe, I don't know, I think I've got the best armor I can on. It's good armor. It's better than we normally do out the gate. Oh, well, here we go. It's time to get bitten upon. it goes up a bit in the arc there. Well, we nearly got to see stage 2 again. Been considering playing this since you have the game and DLC. I recommend it. Base game I'm having a fantastic time with. So good, in fact, I'm considering just dropping the Old Hunters DLC right now and just rounding off that lovely, lovely base game experience. Because I feel like I'm ruining the run. I feel like I'm, feel like this going this poorly and me having such a bad time, like me not super enjoying myself and not doing a great stream, is, it's going to have a negative impact on the overall enjoyment of the series. I knew we were going to get to this point, though. I knew we were going to get to the point where I just couldn't carry on. Drop it for my jaw's sake. Sometimes I fantasize on riding Ludwig into the sunset and leaving him there. Alright, I'm done for today, folks. You've had 2.5 hours, and god, 2.5 hours, is that it? I can't. I'm already tired, and I know people aren't enjoying this. I can tell because there's no one in chat, so like, obviously there's a few of you, and I appreciate those of you that have kept me company, but I did not enjoy that. So I have to think about what I'm going to do.